Hi, I'm Gary White for Channel 6 on Kentucky Television, and this is our quarantine cocktail segment where we had the opportunity to talk to some great mixologists from the various distilleries around town. And with me right now, I have Samantha Montgomery, who is with Bardstown Bourbon Company. She is the National Brand Ambassador, and we're going to whip up a cocktail called the Bossy Banana, right?
Yes.
Yes, great. So, this is something new that we're trying for everybody who's at home. Since we're all at home, I'm actually here at my home bar, and Samantha gave me a list of ingredients to get to make this drink, and I'm going to share them with you. And I'm going to try and make it here, which I am in no way a master mixologist in any way. But Sam is actually at the Bottle and Bond Kitchen and Bar at Bardstown Bourbon Company in Bardstown. And that's what's behind you right there. So that's a fully stocked bar, it looks like.
Yes.
It is. And currently the restaurant there, Bottle and Bond Kitchen and Bar, is closed because we're all social distancing and we can't have, restaurants aren't open. But hopefully in the near future, people will have the opportunity to go and visit you there again, hopefully. But tell me, Samantha, you are the National Brand Ambassador for Bardstown Bourbon Company. Tell me, what does that mean?
Well, it's kind of a hard thing to cap up easily, but I have a hand in a lot of things to do with the company. So I help blend the product like Fusion that we're going to use in our cocktail today. I also go out into the market, of course, not during quarantine, and host whiskey dinners, events, cocktail competitions, things like that to help get people educated and aware of the brand. So that's mostly what I do.
Great. Now, how long has Bardstown Bourbon Company been around?
So our product just hit the market February of last year, but we have been distilling since September of 2016. So we've been around for a few years, but in the bourbon world, that's pretty young still.
Fantastic. Now, you actually have a competition, too, that people might want to learn about. And it's an opportunity. It's a really great opportunity. So you can tell us a little bit about it. I think it's the World Top Whiskey Taster Contest, right?
Yes. So we are hosting World's Top Whiskey Taster, which is a competition seeking that bourbon connoisseur, that bourbon enthusiast, somebody passionate about bourbon, drinking bourbon often, that really knows their stuff. So we teamed up with Moonshine University to offer that World's Top Whiskey Taster a grand prize of $20,000 in cash, a scholarship with Moonshine University to go through their Executive Bourbon Steward program, and also become a contracted ambassador for Bardstown Bourbon Company for a year. And all that means is that we're going to send you to whiskey festivals across the country and have you report back to us the experiences you have on your travels. So it is a really, really awesome opportunity. If you want to apply, we are accepting video submissions right now. You just have to make a short video, 1 minute to 3 minutes, just telling us why you love bourbon or geeking out on your home bar, make a cocktail for us. It can be anything. Just have a little fun with it and submit that on worldstopwhiskeytaster.com, and you could have the chance to win that awesome grand prize.
Fantastic. So that sounds like a lot of fun. So everybody at your home bar, while you're quarantined in there, you can come up with your own kind of cocktail and share it with the Bardstown Bourbon Company and let them know what you can mix up too, right?
Exactly.
Now, how long is this contest going to be going on?
So we are accepting video submissions, video entries until June 15th. After that, we will take a few the best submissions from different markets. So we're going to be in San Francisco, Vegas, Louisville would be closest for Bardstown, but all across the country we'll hold regional competitions sometime in July is what we're thinking. Of course, it's kind of dependent on how all this stuff shakes out. And it's very possible that it could be a virtual competition, and we're working on those details still. After we get the regional winners, we'll bring them to Bardstown Bourbon Company Distillery for the final competition sometime in September. So hopefully during all of the bourbon festivities that go on during September, somewhere in the middle, we will sandwich the grand competition to have here at the distillery.
Fantastic. That sounds good. So when the Kentucky Bourbon Festival is going on in Bardstown, we can look for a potential winner to be named, right?
Yes, and hopefully it can be part of the lineup of activities, but that's still getting worked out. Obviously, everybody's kind of holding off on announcing any big plans until we see how the quarantine takes.
Right, absolutely. And speaking of quarantine, that's why we're here, and we are doing our quarantine cocktails. And today we are doing it with the Bardstown Bourbon Company. Samantha Montgomery is going to show us how to make the Bossy banana.
Yes.
And for this, we are using, obviously there's going to be some banana in there, right?
Yes.
Yes. But we're going to use Fusion from the Bardstown Bourbon Company. And tell us a little about Fusion, if you will.
Yes, so Fusion is the first product that we released last year when we hit the market. It is a blend of old and young bourbon, hence the name Fusion. The young bourbon being what we distilled and aged here, and the older being sourced. But most of that blend is going to be our 2 and 3 year bourbon. I know it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but on the side of the bottle, we tell you exactly how we blended it. So we're a very transparent company that puts all that information right on the label for you. And if you could read it, you'd see that we have a 20% wheated bourbon in there that we make and a 36% rye bourbon that we make. So it's giving it both flavor grains, which makes it a very complex and nuanced flavor profile, perfect for cocktails.
Absolutely, fantastic. And this is available at liquor stores all around, correct?
Yes. So we are very prevalent in the Kentucky market. So you can find it at Toddy's, at Kroger, Keystone. All of the local liquor stores should have Fusion on their shelves.
Absolutely. And we got this at Keystone Liquors. So
Great.
It helped us get this lined up. So they have that on their shelves and it is available. It's a nice bottle. And this is going to be our base. So as we said, this is the Bossy banana. Tell us what else we're going to have in the drink here.
So I wanted to keep it really simple. There's no homemade ingredients. So all you need to do is have these 4 bottles of spirits and you can make this cocktail anytime. So the Fusion is our base. We are going to use just a tiny bit of banana liqueur, hence the banana in the name, which is going to complement the fruitier notes that Fusion has. And then we're going to use a little bit of an Amaro called Maletti, which is kind of offering a little bit of bitterness to the cocktail, which is essential for a balanced flavor. And then we're going to also use a little bit of dry vermouth to kind of liven it up a little bit. And then lastly, we'll garnish with a lemon peel, expressing the lemon oil. So 5 easy ingredients.
Absolutely. Now, on my bar here, we have a couple different glasses, and sometimes the glass can make a drink, you know, how it looks and how it serves everything. So we have our rocks glass, and I have a martini glass here at my bar. I know you have another glass there. We called it a...
So it's very similar to a martini glass. This is what I would prefer. We are going to be serving the cocktail neat, which means no ice. So whatever you got at home is fine. If you do have something that looks like this, it makes it a little bit more presentable. But of course, convenience is always best.
Okay. Well, I'm going to use the martini one then.
Yes, yeah.
And you're saying we're serving it neat, which means we're not going to need any ice, right?
We're going to stir it on ice. So if you have a mixing glass, we want to get the cocktail cold and a little bit diluted. So if you had a pint glass that you might serve beer out of, that would work well also.
Yes. I will get a glass. I have a little thing I can do for that. Cool. Okay. So we are going to be stirring. I do have my stirrer. I did see that you said stirrer.
Oh, good. Yeah, then you're set. Yeah.
Okay. So let's get started. And again, this is our quarantine cocktail. It's the Bardstown Bourbon Company's Bossy banana. There's BBB. All these are B's in there.
How many?
Great. Okay. So how are we going to get started?
So we're going to start with the creme de banana, or the banana liqueur. And what we're going to do with it is a technique called rinsing. It's exactly what it sounds like. We're going to put just a splash into that martini glass, or whatever glass you are serving out of. Just a little splash. So I've got just a tiny bit here, if you can see what I'm holding up. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of swish that around and maybe even tip it on its side and roll it so that the liquid inside is coating the entire wall of the glass, right? And this is just going to give it, some nice aromatic. This banana liqueur has a strong banana aroma. And if you can tell, it's got like a nice viscosity to it. So it's actually going to cling to the walls really well. And this might sound silly, but we're going to take the remnants after we get all that glass kind of coated, and we're just going to dump it out.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just want it to rinse the glass with it. We don't actually want it so much in the cocktail.
Okay.
And then if you bring that glass up to your nose, you just get a nose full of bananas, right?
Yes.
And that's really the only thing we want it to do to contribute to the cocktail. So the next thing we're going to do is start building in our mixing glass. We're going to start adding ingredients in here. We are going to start with the dry vermouth. And we're going to do a 1/2 ounce of that. Do you have something to measure?
Yes.
Perfect. So we're going to do a 1/2 ounce right into our mixing glass.
Okay. Okay.
And then we're going to take that Amaro called Maletti, and we're going to do 3/4 ounce into the mixing.
Yeah, my little thing is marked for 3/4, an ounce, 1.5 ounces, and a 1/2 ounce. So
that's so great. Awesome.
So how much was this one?
3/4.
3/4. Okay. Now I was reading. This says it has kind of a liqueur flavor to it.
Yeah. So it's
licorice.
Yeah. It's in a category of spirits called Amaro, which the only thing that they will have in common is that they're all going to be very sweet up front and very bitter on the back end, which gives it a nice complex flavor profile when you use it in small quantities. Definitely some licorice and also kind of like a root beer note to it. It's really nice to drink on its own if you ever want to try it sometime, but it complements kind of the richer caramely notes that Fusion has in its flavor profile really well. So
now, when you drink it alone, do you drink it over ice?
You can drink it over ice or neat. Over ice with a splash of soda water is really nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that I have it, I'll have to try that.
Yeah, now that you have it, definitely try it. It's really great after dinner. It's a digestive, so it'll help you kind of digest the meal you just ate very well.
Oh, cool.
Or you could throw it in the cocktail like we're doing and have it that way.
Absolutely.
As well.
Okay.
So in our mixing glass, we're going to add the bourbon, which is Fusion. And we're going to do 1.5 ounces, 1.5 ounces of Fusion. That is our base. It's going right in there with the other 2 ingredients. All right, got it all in there?
Yep.
Great. Now we're going to add some ice and stir it up to chill it and dilute it. I fill my mixing glass all the way up with ice and stick that spoon in and just give it a few swirls. You don't want to add too much water, right? Just a little bit to kind of round off the edges of that alcohol. Great technique. You're doing great.
What?
It looks good. It's your technique. You're doing so good. So when you're done giving it a few stirs, find a way to hold back that ice. This is a really nice bar tool called a julep strainer, but anything to kind of hold back that ice. If you want to use your hand, it's your drink and you're at home, that's fine too. You're gonna hold it back, and then we're just gonna pour it into that glass that we rinsed with the banana liqueur. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Ooh.
Now we've got one final touch, and that is your lemon peel. So we are going to take a peeler. If you have a vegetable peeler, potato peeler, something to peel your lemon with, you're going to want to get a nice slice of that lemon peel. And the side that has all the oils on it, right? So not the side with the pith, but the side with all the oils. You want to face over the cocktail and just gently squeeze it. And you're gonna see just a spritz of oil kind of cascade over the cocktail. And then go ahead and just give it a little twist and drop it in your cocktail for a nice garnish. Beautiful. And that's all there is to it. So this is the Bossy Banana. Cheers.
Cheers.
Give it a taste. Let me see what you think.
Very nice.
Quite tasty, isn't it?
It is. That's very good.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So the banana flavor is primarily just the rinse at the beginning.
Yes. Yeah. But it's very potent, right? So if you were to drink that spirit on its own, it is almost overwhelmingly too much banana. So using it in very small quantities adds a nice subtle tone of banana without it feeling like you're drinking a banana milkshake, right? Or having like a banana candy flavored popsicle or something. So it's just a nice undertone instead of being the main player. So we want the main player to be the bourbon, right? You want to taste your bourbon. You just want flavors that accentuate the natural flavor profile of the bourbon that you're using.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you can too, when you put your nose, when you bring it up to your nose, you can smell the banana still too, as well.
Yeah.
So it's giving you both elements there.
Yes, exactly.
Fantastic. Now that is the Bossy Banana.
Bossy Banana.
Yes, brought to you by the Bardstown Bourbon Company. And again, we're going to tell them the recipe again one more time, if you will, for us.
Sure. So you're going to take a small rinse of banana liqueur on your glass. And then you're going to, in your mixing glass, do a 1/2 ounce of dry vermouth, 3/4 ounce of Maletti, and 1.5 ounces of Fusion from Bardstown Bourbon Company. You're going to stir that over ice and strain it into your glass and then garnish with a lemon peel.
Fantastic.
That's all there is to it.
Absolutely. That's great. Well, thank you very much. And we will have this on our website as well. So you can go to channel6tv.com and check out the recipe here. And we'll have this video on there. And also, let's recap for them how people can compete in the world's top whiskey taster contest.
Yes, so you can go to worldstopwhiskeytaster.com. It will give you all the rules on how to submit your video. And basically, you're going to make a 1 minute to 3 minute video. You can do something as simple as making us a cocktail with your favorite bourbon, or just sipping your favorite bourbon straight. Just have some fun with it. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to love bourbon and show that in your video. Have some fun with it. And you could be walking home in September with $20,000 in cash. So do not miss this opportunity.
Absolutely. And you know what I like too about cocktails are the napkins that you can have for them, because sometimes there's some fun napkins.
Yeah.
And going along with your contest there, this kind of fits in, because the napkin I have here has a picture of a lady of a certain age on there, and it says, "It's never too late to be what you want to be." It says, unless you want to be younger, then you're screwed. But it's never too late to be what you want to be, and if you always wanted to be a top whiskey taster, this is your opportunity through the Bardstown Bourbon Company.
And it would be so great to have a Bardstown local person be that World's Top Whiskey Taster, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Again, this has been Quarantine Cocktails. I've been talking with Samantha Montgomery, who is the National Brand Ambassador for the Bardstown Bourbon Company. And it's been the Bossy Banana. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.